right, everybody, it's your boy Genius out here at the range on this beautiful sunny day that the Lord has made. And speaking to that, I would like to extend, as always, an invitation for you to know Jesus Christ as your Savior. If you've never been asked that, if you don't know what that means, please reach out to us in the comment section. My wife or I, either one, would be more than happy to share the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ with you. Today is a day of salvation. Do not procrastinate any longer. So again, as you know, recently I've been doing some videos that did not require me to exhaust a ton of ammunition, overlaying them with, some past shooting with that particular firearm. And I'm going to do a little bit of that as well today with the Smith & Wesson Spec Series V. And this is a beautiful gun. Okay, the gun feels phenomenal in the hand. I love the comp on here and the fact that it can be removed, and it has the threaded barrel that you can suppress the gun as well. Overall, the gun is very, very beautiful, but as with most Smiths that I've had over the past 4 or 5 years, I have some beef with it as well. And I want to talk about some of those things, okay? I'm not trying to hate on the brand, but when you have a gun that you're charging $1,500 for, okay, your first go-to is you want it to be perfect, okay? And so the first question you ask is, well, is it worth it? Did I get my money's worth? And so that's what I want to address today, okay? Overall, again, the gun is absolutely beautiful. As Trey, the guy that used to help me do the channel, said, it's a work of art, he said, okay? And I would agree. It is a beautiful gun, well done. I like all the curves. I like the slide, everything, okay? This is not a full range review. This is me prior to doing that, just addressing a few things. I guess here's the thing. I'm addressing, is it worth the $1,400 or $1,500 that you will pay for the gun? So let's talk about that, all right? So again, beautiful gun, well done. Love the comp and being able to suppress the gun. I love the barrel in the gun. I love the color combo, everything about it. It feels phenomenal in the hand, okay? What are your gripes then, Gene? What are you beefing about? All right, well, the very first thing is they come out with a new Spec Series, and it still has that stupid front strap that when you take the magazine out, you can literally see light straight through it, okay? Just straight through it, you can see light, right? I don't know why they just did not extend the metal down the front all the way to the bottom and just checker or serrate the front of that and forget about that little insert. I ended up taking some adhesive silicone industrial grade type and putting a dot at the top and a dot at the bottom because it was driving me crazy that thing was moving around while I was shooting and handling the gun. It just drove me up the flipping wall, okay? Second thing, now I know some people had been bit by this on the Bodyguard 2.0. I'm sorry. Yes, that's right. The Bodyguard 2.0, where mine was completely accurate. It's been a great, great gun. But some folks were saying that there's shot left, and it wasn't them. They adjusted the sight. There's too many people said that for it not to be something going on there, right? But mine was great. Mine was dead, hitting right where I was aiming. Mine was fabulous, okay? So I shot this gun initially without the optic up here. I have the SRO up here. And I kept telling my wife, I was like, I must not, the gun shoots phenomenal, man. It feels great, right? The recoil response, everything about it, super, super flat shooting gun, okay? Not complaining about that at all. But I was like, it must be me. When you shoot to the left, it must be you, okay? That's what you always think, all right? So I didn't touch the sights. I said, I'll just practice with the gun more. I went home, I mounted my SRO up here. It did come with all of the plates you need to do that. And it does have the raised night sights on here, so you do get a good co-witness. So great, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna mount the optic up here, and we'll just go from there. Because if you're just looking at it, they look perfectly centered. At the sights do, front and the rear, okay? So it's gotta be me, right? So I do as I always do, And I did, should I say, as I always do, and I slaved that red dot to my sights, my standard irons. When I do that, I brought 5 guns to the range today that I swapped the optics around on. Every one of them, I slaved that red dot to my iron, hit dead center. 3 or 4 shots, gun was zero, done, call it a day. Okay, I slaved this one as well to my irons. I punched out, I shot, boom, hard left. Okay, maybe it was me. Done it again, boom, hard left. So I rested it on top of my tripod over there and trying to take me out of the equation. Shot, boom, all 3 times in the same exact spot, okay? So I adjusted my optic, okay? By the time I adjusted my optic and I was consistently hitting dead center, just stupid accurate dead center, the dot was just to, or actually there was a space between it, but it was just to the left of my front sight. So what that tells me is that I was not. It wasn't me when I was initially shooting the gun. The sights are off or were off from the factory. Not a huge deal. Again, should not be the case. Should not be the case because again, it's an expensive gun. It's American made, and they've been doing this for a really long time. So it should not come out of the factory with the sights being off. Okay, it just shouldn't. Not on the Bodyguard 2.0. I'm sorry for everyone that got one that done that. It just should not be the case. All right, but my sights were off. Okay, so the sights were off. The front strap moving around, just absolutely stupid. And the grit that is in the trigger is unreal. Okay, again, we're talking about a $1,500 pistol. Why is there so much grit in the doggone trigger? Like, I mean, almost like fingers down a chalkboard, like it just, you know, kind of feeling that you get, right? It is crazy. It's insane, okay? Same horrible trigger with the center blade safety. It does have a better reset than my 2.0. You can audibly hear it and you can feel it, but it's still not a great trigger. For a competition style gun, come on, you can definitely do better than that. Charge $50 more for the gun and put a better trigger in there. So the trigger, still horrible, okay? Front strap, stupid. Don't understand it. Shouldn't come out of the factory with sights that are off. Maybe it's just mine. Maybe it's just mine, but I always seem to get the bad one. Then it's not bad. I'm not saying that it's bad. I always get the one that seems to have some kind of an issue. I guess it's just me, okay? But also, down here in the sides where, you know, you have the cutout here for your trigger finger and the other side for your thumb where you release your mag, you have these little smooth out areas or cutouts, if you will. The machining marks that are in there is just, in my opinion, is just unacceptable. You see those same machining marks on the front of the trigger guard on both sides. You see those same machining marks. It's insane to me because as you come down onto the grip, you have this little like digital, I don't know how to explain it. It's real sexy. It's a good look. And all of that is done well. But then you have this cutout on each side and all you see is lines and machining marks in it. And then over on the front of the trigger guard, I'm putting pictures up so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, but it's just not acceptable, okay? But again, unless you really are focusing on it, it's not something that, you know, from a distance, from right here, that's really showing up. It's a beautiful gun. It is absolutely, as Trey said, it is a work of art. It is a super flat shooter. It has been completely reliable and a ton of fun to shoot. So what does that mean? I'm going to adjust the sights, the standard iron sights, leave my SRO up here. I'm going to shoot this gun because it's a blast to shoot, ton of fun. The comp totally works. Can't wait to suppress this thing. It is a beautiful gun. The finish, other than the very front of the barrel here at the top where the slide comes over top of it, it's worn off a little bit on that bluish, whatever color that is, but whatever, not a big deal. That happens, okay? But other than that, this flared mag well on here, just beautiful lines and curves, very well done. The color combination is well done. Does come with your optic plates, your comp, your thread protector. It comes with what I get, 3 23 round magazines. I got a knife, I got a challenge coin, and yes, the optic plate cover that goes on here is very sexy as well, goes along with the scheme of things. 3-slot pick rail up front, but the machining marks in it, for me anyway, for an American-made $1,500 pistol is unacceptable. But at the end of the day, do I think it's worth the $1,500 price tag? I do. I do. I enjoy shooting the gun. Some things I can get over. I can adjust my rear or my front sight to be where it ought to be. And with my optic up here, my dependable SRO, it doesn't matter anyway, because this is not really going to be a carry or a nightstand or anything. This is going to be a fun gun at the range, and it is that. It has been reliable, and it shoots super flat. Probably one of the funnest outside of my platypus guns that I have shot in the last couple of months, and it's balanced very well. It feels phenomenal in the hand. I'm going to get over the small things on this. If it's that big of a deal, I'll change the trigger. I just don't feel as though I should have to. Thanks so much for watching this. I will be following up on this and doing more of a full-length review, range review, if you will. But be sure to hit the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. That's the way you can help without doing so monetarily. Thanks again so much for watching. The platforms that we have, the Patreon, $5, $10 a month, G Squared Tactical at .com. You go over there, you can pick up some gear, hit the 3 lines in the corner, support the channel from there, and also Super Thanks and over on Rumble as well. Consider supporting us on all of those platforms, and if you can't do that, subscribe, watch the video in its entirety, and as always, to God only be the glory.